Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about The Wrestler, and this movie is directed by Darren Aronofsky, and it came out in 2008, and I had a really great time with this movie, and what I really love about it are the performances. I love the story, I love the characters, and not necessarily them being likable, but characters that I can understand, and I understood the drama of the situation, and that's what this movie is, just a big drama about this wrestler who is towards the end of his wrestling career, and he's pretty washed up. He doesn't have any money or friends, and eventually he gets some health issues, and from there he decides to spend time with other people, even though he's pretty much cut everyone off from his life, and either because he just can't deal with it, or he just wants to stay with wrestling his whole life. And it was really interesting, and I really felt bad watching this movie because it was kind of a relatable character to see this guy washed up, and he just has to he's barely making his way through life, and you just watch this guy go through it so much, and it's really sad. And one thing that kind of caught me off guard about this movie was the comedy. I thought it was funny at times, and it worked, and it never once detracted from the seriousness of any scene in this movie. And I really liked the character of Stephanie. She's only in the movie for 3 scenes, but every scene that she's in is really great. And she's a really great character, and she adds so much to the movie. And without spoiling anything, the movie wouldn't work nearly as well without her. And the wrestling scenes, this movie isn't really necessarily focused on wrestling. It's not wrestling scene after scene after scene. It's mostly about its characters, and as far as the wrestling element is concerned, you don't necessarily have to love wrestling to get into this movie. I'm personally not, I don't really care about wrestling, but there's definitely a lot to get out of this movie because it's not about the sport, it's about the characters, much like the Rocky movies. Well, the good ones at least, it's about its characters, and that's why you care so much, is because you like the characters. And here it's very similar, and in this movie it did come out before Black Swan, and you can definitely see moments where it is very similar to Black Swan, and it's from the same director, so I don't really care. But I would say I liked Black Swan better overall, but that's not to say that I didn't enjoy this movie when it was reminiscent of Black Swan, with certain moments, and I can't really say what those things are because I don't want to spoil anything, but overall it's similar. And if you're trying to get into a Darren Aronofsky film, I would say that this movie is a great movie to start out with because it's not really artfully presented like Requiem for a Dream, Mother, or Black Swan, and it's very grounded, it's very realistic, and anything that's not the most realistic thing in the world, it makes sense, and it's done intentionally, and you notice them, and I feel as though it just works. And in terms of issues that I have with it, it's more of just that I need to watch it for a second time to really know how I feel about certain things, and it's nothing that the movie does wrong, it's just that I would like to see how things work for me upon a second viewing. And I'm sorry if you were really hoping to actually hear me talk about some of those things, but I can't do that for this movie because I don't want to spoil anything. And definitely check this movie out as soon as you get the chance. It's really well acted, the movie looks great, and the wrestling scenes are great, and sometimes really brutal at times, and you really do feel as though pain was inflicted. I'm not going to get into specifics because I don't want to spoil anything, but this movie is not afraid to show off blood, and there are actual stakes in this movie, and as well as consequences. And the third act of this movie would be my favorite part of the movie because everything just comes together, and it just leaves it's a very memorable feeling that it leaves with me, and that's what I love about it. And I just think this movie is really great, so check it out as soon as you can. And with all that being said, I'm going to give The Wrestler a 9 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of The Wrestler, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Superman the movie. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.